Can't hear
Can you hear me now?
you. I hear you now.
Yeah, I got to put my damn iPad. I put the phone on do not disturb. Then I got to put the iPad because it's connected to everything. But man, I got Lil B in the building, man.
Oh, definitely.
I thought he had then went Hollywood. He in Hollywood. He's still ATL, man. How you feeling?
Wow. I'm great, man. You know me, man. I can't complain. What am I gonna complain about, man? I'm free. You know what I'm saying? I'm out here, able body, able minded. You know what I'm saying? So I'm good, bro. I can't complain. Nigga, I was just living in a one of the in a bathroom for 26 years. So you know I can't complain.
In real life, in
In
real
real
time.
life, bro. Nigga living in a bathroom for 26 years. It
Hey
was
man,
crazy.
I'm gonna dive right off into it, man. We just saw you on Big Bang, bro.
Yeah.
Every time I look at the video, the numbers go up and up and up and up and up. So in your conversation with Big Bang, you touched on some deep topics. Looking back at the interview now, is there anything you wish you had have said differently or gone deeper off into?
Well, I ain't gonna say go deeper off into but it's just like I just felt vulnerable in those situations because for the first time you like in front of everybody, you just script out, you letting people know your most intimate thoughts, you know what I'm saying? The
Yeah,
things that you felt made you feel away when you seen it on paper and this shit actually coming out your mouth for the world to hear and to see, you know what I'm saying? So looking at it, I the only thing that I wish I would have explained more because I seen the comment and I know I shouldn't pay attention to the comments or whatever, but I had seen a comment. Lil B absolutely loves that weed just like myself for sure, you know it. But I wish I would have don't gave a better understanding of because I heard somebody in the comments say, well, I seen a comment and it said, you did it because you going to rent a car from a junkie. You going to you going to buy a car. He say you going to rent a car from a junkie. So
I
that
seen
was the
that.
getaway. You know what I'm saying? I seen it, but what they don't know, where I'm going to rent a car from is blocks and blocks away from Sunset. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Where
Yeah.
the crime happened. I can't be in two places at one time. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I wish I would have dove a little divulged on that a little more.
Yeah.
So people gave a better context of what I meant by it. But you know, when you go to talking about the case, it tends to open up doors and people go to asking other questions. And when you start asking those other questions, now you starting to implement other people into the equation and everything. And you know, I did 26 years now, red, so I ain't gonna come out and start, you know what I'm saying, doing it now. But I wish I would have gave a little more context as to what I was saying because people get form these opinions. People don't be like, "Oh, he did it. You could tell he did it." Woo woo, all this. So I get it though. But
Okay.
I don't feel like I should have. Other than that, I don't feel like I should have.
Oh,
Did.
okay. So a lot of times people are viewing things of kind of being unlawful or illegal or just crazy and wild.
Mm,
And your explanation consistently has been, hey man, I'm just surviving. I'm just this is
yes.
just a way of life. This is just what's going on. So for people at home who really can't get a grasp of it, because you was in and out of defects custody.
Hmm.
Um Mom had her situation, dad had his situation.
Hmm.
Um, but when you was about 10 years old, what was your day-to-day like prior to it getting real heavy, but just as a 10-year-old? And I think 10, and I'm saying 10 specifically because it seems to be like the most innocent age. To me, 13 is innocent as well, but 10, you're just a child, your brain is still developing. You still picking up on, like you said, your personality. You know what I mean? Your
Hmm.
personality is still developing. But what did your day to day look like at the age of 10 years old, bro?
Well, 10, I think that's the year my mama lost custody of me, 93, 94.
Okay.
Life was life was hard then. You know what I'm saying? A lot of confusion as a child because I'm living in the crack house. My best friend is like my biggest supporter of my life because I'm going to his house getting clothes, food, somewhere to sleep at, and all that going on. So life was kind of hard even then. I went to school, you know what I'm saying? Up until defense started to trying to take me from my mom, take me out of my mama custody. I went to school. I got in trouble in school, the normal things that a child do in school, that type of stuff. And it was, to be honest, for you to ask me that question, it kind of seemed like it made me think back on it like I've been fending for myself for so long because I'm still trying to remember at what time did I have a childhood. You know what I'm saying? Because I think you asking, trying to see like what was your life like at 10? And when I'm looking at my life at 10, my life was like this. You know what I'm saying? Well, like it was when I was 13. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? I'm in the crack house. Uh my biggest role model is the biggest drug dealer in the neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? My ambition is to have gold clothes and all the women want me. The same shit that you see all the other teenagers, I mean the other children wanting and aspiring to be. And that was my life growing up. I can't remember a good time. I can't remember. I really can't.
Have you ever looked up at that particular time? Had you ever looked up to anybody besides the people in your vicinity, besides the street dudes? Was there any other athlete or entrepreneur legally that you was able to say, "Hey, man, I can do what they doing"?
I mean, you know, outside of the regular Michael Jordans and Deion Sanders and Tupac rapping, you know what I'm saying? Outside of that, no. You know what I'm saying? Everybody um that I knew or wanted or have any type of influence over me was a bad influence. You know what I'm saying? Even when I was idolizing Tupac, you know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? The I wasn't really perceiving what it was that he was saying for real. I only seen the shoot 'em up, bang bang, and I'm a thug. You know what I'm saying, the ruggedness of it, not the full message of what Tupac was trying to deliver. So everybody that had an influence on me was kind of like of a bad influence.
Mm,
I couldn't see nobody else outside of the bluff. You know what I'm saying? Because I never went outside of the bluff. You know what I'm saying? I'm a child.
mm, mm. And damn, if if you could have changed it, looking back on it, what kind of life, what kind of childhood would you have preferred?
Looking back on it now,
Yeah.
knowing what I could have become had I had a different upbringing,
Uh-huh.
I would have wanted a childhood that, a loving childhood. You know what I'm saying? A childhood was giving me the roadmap to life. You know what I'm saying? Helping me a childhood that wasn't plagued by violence, drug addiction, um, all the just malignant things that you would think about in a society. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't given that side, so I would want that side. You know what I'm saying? If I'm looking back at it in hindsight, I would want that. You know.
Okay. So you said drug usage. So let me ask you this because you did mention on Big Facts that you snorted cocaine. I think one of the questions I had
Yeah.
asked was like, okay, what would you be if you didn't go to chain gang? And I think one of the answers was shit, I could have been a rapper, I could have been
Hmm.
Obama, or I could have been a dope fiend. Cause you
Yeah.
said that you was actively using powder, bro.
Yeah.
How old was you the first time that you was introduced to cocaine on that level?
Well, the first time I introduced cocaine was in, I'm gonna say about 96, 95, 96.
How old was you?
I was like 12, 11.
Okay.
Um, I was with Lil Duel. This was the first time I ever got introduced. I with a nigga named Lil Duel. We was on Seven Road. And Lil Duel I had been trying to fight Lil Dude all that day. You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, what's up? Nigga, you want to fight? Cause he was the tough guy around Seven Road at that time. So I
Okay.
had been trying to fight him or whatever. And he looking at me crazy. He like, man, you don't even know what's going on, little nigga. I beat your ass out here. I was like, nigga, come on, do it. Then nigga got a big old pistol in his draw. You know what I'm saying? So he was like, see, you don't even know what's going on. He like, but I like you though. Come on with me. I go with him. We get in the truck and shit, riding around in the truck with a junkie. And he passed me the sauce. He was like, no, first he was like, do your hand like this. I did my hand like this. He put the powder on my hand and he made me put it in my mouth. And he blowed it in my mouth and it hit the back of my throat. And I'm like, oh shit, you know what I'm saying? All my shit numbed and shit. So I'm like, damn. He was like, now take your a one-on-one. That's what he was calling. He was like, take your one-on-one. And he gave me, I put it in there, like ain't burned, and then he gave it to none. I put it in there and it hit me. It just kept me up and had me tripping though. You know what I'm saying? It had me tripping. But that was the first time I ever got introduced to it. And then I go to the bluff. I go back to the bluff because I was a runaway when that situation happened with Lil Dude. But then I go back to the bluff. And when I go back to the bluff, everybody snow cocaine. The whole, even the niggas that's out there selling the dope, snorting cocaine. These niggas done got so good that they got damn, they what they call it, they speedballing it. They mixing the coke with the boy. You know what I'm saying? They speedballing the boy, the heroin and the cocaine together. You know what I'm saying? This is what I'm seeing niggas do, and these are the people that I'm idolizing. You know what I'm saying? So this is the cool drug. You know what I'm saying? And so I was chilling over a girl named Tara house one night, and I went in there. They was in there watching Scarface with the TV on mute. You know what I'm saying? Then they're watching Scarface with the TV on mute, but I go in there and I'm thinking Tara gonna dance for me because I'm trying to get her to dance for me because she danced at Nikki's. So
Yeah.
I'm trying to get her to dance for me. And so we go in the room. She like, nah, she ain't gonna dance. She let me try it out. She showed me the cocaine. She was like, here, go ahead, get you one. The same thing. Put your hand like this, and she blowed it in my mouth. Then I took me a one-on-one. That was my snow partner. She wasn't telling nobody. I ain't have to worry about it telling my brother or nobody else. I go steal the dope from my brother, go down there with her. I might have about a whole half an hour. Me and her sit there and snort that bitch from sundown to sun up. You know what I mean? Well, yeah, that's how I got introduced to it.
So at the age where a lot of us we bitching about Capri Suns and
Capri Sun, nigga. Our Capri Sun was a quart 45 in a brown paper bag. Nigga, you tripping. You tripping, nigga. I'm from the bluff.
damn, bro. Oh,
they,
that
they
I
put that
can't
shit
even
in your
let my
baby bottle, nigga. I'm telling you, nigga, your mama will shake your baby bottle up, give you some quart 45. Nigga, we 10, 11 years old, nigga. I got a partner named Lil Josh from the bluff. I know Josh can't be nothing but a year older than me or a year younger than me or the same age. So we right in there together. Nigga, Josh, I'm 11, which would make me Josh had to be either 11, 10, or 12. This nigga drank more quart 45 than the winos on the street. Started going in the store. Boy, give me a quart 45, a dollar and a quarter. That's what it used to call. A dollar and 25 cents, get you a quart 45. You know what I'm saying? Get you a brown paper bag and shout to come out there and drink him a quart 45 in a brown paper bag all day. And let me hit it. You know what I'm saying? That was how we came up in the blood, bro. Like, that was it. The drugs, the gambling, the selling dope, everything but robbing.
dang.
Hmm.
A lot of people think the streets equal respect. What did the streets actually cost you that they don't see?
Really? You asking me what did I just did 26 years in prison, and you asking me what did the streets cost? What, man, you gone on. But yeah, nigga, I lost everything. 26 years of incarceration. You know what I'm saying? But you got to understand that too. That don't get you respect in the streets. You know what I'm saying? Like, that don't get you nothing but become a memory in niggas' minds. Cause even though I may have done some noble shit, some solid shit, what else was I supposed to do? You know what I'm saying? outside to be a solid nigga. What else could I do? I didn't know nothing else. I couldn't be no rat or nothing like that, so I ain't have a choice. You know what I'm saying? Niggas don't supposed to get no accolades or no pat on the back for being a real nigga, something that you supposed to be automatically. You know what I'm saying? And I just been laced with those tools early to the point to where I had to stand on business. You know, so I lost a lot. I lost family. I lost fucking development. I lost emotional awareness. Um I lost fucking man, unavailability. Nigga, I lost a lot. You know what I'm saying? Shit that I can't even get back, shit that I'm still trying to develop and catch on to now. You know what I'm saying? I'm still playing catch up. You know what I'm saying? Not catch up the way going on, but I'm staying playing catch up with my life. You know what I'm saying? Nigga, I'm 42, finna be 43 in a couple of days,
Mhm.
but I'm operating and moving like I'm 19 or 20. That's a arrested development. You know
Mm.
what I'm saying? That's a arrested development, bro. I got arrested at 13. My development with society stopped at 13.
Mm.
So for me to come out and say I'm doing something noble or I done stood on some business, nigga, I'm still a 13-year-old child, essentially. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? If you really want to be technical about it, but yeah, it's shit I'm still trying to get together now, bro.
Mm. Mm.
Yeah. Shit, yeah.
What was the turning point for you? When I say the turning point, there was a time where Lil B was with the shits. What happened to it? It was just like, you know what, man, this because I heard in the interview that you was just like, uh, you just started thinking for yourself. You just
Yes.
started like, you know what, looking at it and despite of what you had been told or what the norm was, you just started critically analyzing situations. What brought that on? And what
Nah,
gave you the
I'm
courage
gonna
to
keep
stand
it.
on that?
I'm gonna keep it real with you. I was on high max, bro, and them people were doing me a way that um that weren't just or righteous under no circumstance, bro. They were handling me, and through that process, I lost my mom. In that
Mm.
same process, I lost Val, and in that cell with just me and my thoughts, bro, and the conditions and knowing that I had to survive, I made myself a premise. I say, man, I'm finna play the game with these people. I'm finna put myself first. I'm finna make sure that I can make it back to the other side, at least give myself an opportunity because every time I turned around, bro, I was in somebody's hole for some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? And I
Mm.
knew I couldn't get out of prison like that. So in that cell on High Max, I made the conscious decision that I was gonna put me first and do everything within my power to get myself out of prison. And I stood on that shit, bro. And I'm here now. You know what I'm saying? So High Max was the turning point for me, bro. 7 years locked in a cell, that same cell,
Yeah.
7 years, nigga, you better have some type of immaculate mental fortitude to deal with that type of shit, bro. Cause I done contemplated it all. Whatever you can think about doing in that cell, I done thought about doing it. Even the part of taking your own life, I done thought about it all. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that was the turning point for me.
Okay. So Fam Bow podcast say, Lil B, what will you tell a 16-year-old you what would you do different?
I seen 16 incarcerated. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? At 16, I was still trying to make it, you know what I'm saying, in prison, trying to put my prison demonstration down so niggas won't try me. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing niggas the worst way so niggas don't try me. So if you want to speak on that, I didn't really have a choice at that point because it was all about survival. I wouldn't tell the 16-year-old me nothing but survive because at that point, at 16, that was in 1998. I mean 99, I was 16. In 99, looking at 2011 for the first time that I'm supposed to come up for parole, you know what I'm saying? And I'm in here with the monsters. You know what I'm saying? Niggas is taking advantage of younger people. You know what I'm saying? When I say taking advantage of younger people, I mean sexually, mentally, financially, all of the above. You know what I'm saying? And I wasn't gonna do that. So I was in survival mode. So I wouldn't tell the 16-year-old me nothing but survive. You know
Hmm.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all.
Okay. So now, when you're in the hole, when you're on high max, because the hole is different from high max. When you're on high max, is this when you start to journal in what's going on in your life, or when does that actually start?
High mix. High
High
mix when
max.
that's when I started to take myself serious. You know what I'm saying? Cause for a long time I was locked in a cycle of incarceration. And when I say the cycle of incarceration, I was in a prison mind state. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Everything I did was to further my progression in prison. You know what I'm saying? To make me comfortable. I ain't gonna say comfortable to make prison able for me to cope in prison, things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? I was locked in that cycle. So I had to figure out like what was more important to me. And me was more important than anything else that was going on in my life. So I started writing it down, write my most intimate thoughts down, things that I normally wouldn't say to nobody. I started putting them in the paper. And once I started putting it on paper, I started feeling better about myself. You feel me? Every time I got through it, it was like a load of bricks just came off on me. Like I had somebody to actually vent to
Hmm.
who didn't have an opinion about what I was saying. And so that became my daily routine. I just started journaling my life, bro. Like everything I was going through, what I wanted to say. So that kind of helped me make it through isolation as well, because it felt like I was talking to somebody when I was talking with my journal, when I was talking
Right.
to my journal.
Somebody
Yeah.
just asked, did the hole help you find yourself? I think that it did.
Yeah. Yeah, it did. It did. It made me it made me take myself serious, bro. Like made me value me, made me value B. Everybody I met in prison was somebody that I met in prison. Everybody had their own situation for coming to prison. I came there with none of them niggas. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia. I'm way down here in Valdosta, Georgia. I caught the bus down there. You know what
Mm.
I'm saying? I ain't from here. I ain't got no business trying to get comfortable here. You know what I'm saying? And I was trying to be comfortable for 15, 20 years. You know what I'm saying? And
Hmm.
I just made the decision, bro. This ain't gonna be it. I'm finna change this and I'm finna take me serious.
Gotcha. Uh, what was your scariest moment in the hole?
In the hole,
Hmm.
in the hole. I ain't really have no scary moments in the hole, bro, cause you really couldn't do nothing in the hole. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Until it got up to date. I ain't never had no scary moment in the hole. Nah, I ain't never had no scary moment in the hole.
Okay. So if I'm hearing you correctly, I think that so when you was at your darkest moment and you start writing, we're going to get a glimpse of that in Dead at 13 in the upcoming book.
Of course, a lot of that. You know what I'm saying? At dead at 13, and dead at 13. My book is my journal, actually. You know what I'm saying? Besides the beginning of my life, but yeah, my book is my journal.
Oh, okay.
That
What
would
made
make it so fire, because it's the truth. You can't lie to yourself.
right? What made you what inspired you to like finally sit down and to give it to the world? Because you could have held it and reflected on it for yourself. But what made you say, you know what, I'm gonna open the curtains, I'm gonna let the world see this?
Yeah, you got to, because what I went through could have been avoided. You know what I'm saying? Had the information been given, you know what I'm saying, to the people that's on the case to me with me, or if the information had been given to me, it probably could have been a different outcome. So if I went through what I went through and experienced what I experienced, I feel like it's my duty to come back and deliver the message of what the hell I went through, because this can actually happen to you. This can actually happen to your brother, your daughter, your niece, your nephew. You know what I'm saying? This can happen to them if they're not given the information. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like it's my duty to come back and talk about these experiences because don't no child deserve to go through that. You know what I'm saying? The Senate Bill 440, bro, I can't stop talking about this enough. The Senate Bill 440 was the worst bill given in the state of Georgia, bro. That was the worst bill, and they knew it was the worst bill even when they were drafting the bill. I
Yeah.
just said something about this the other day. This Stanford study in 1971, I want to say, or 73, somewhere around in there. They did the Stanford experiment.
Yeah.
And through that Stanford experiment, they got all that information about what can go on mentally with a person doing incarceration, doing any type of confinement, you know what I'm saying? Involuntary confinement. You stopped the program because the shit was getting too dangerous on a college campus with people that was able to leave when they felt like it.
I
You
saw that
feel
movie. It's a movie that's centered around it. I saw that
I
movie.
never seen the movie, but I read about the study. You know what I'm saying? And you got all this information about this, the outcome. It made the federal government step in and shut the program down.
Right.
We are not gonna do that. The program, the police, I mean, the federal government stopped it, bro. Now they got that information, and no, these are adults that this is happening to, free
Right.
adults.
Yeah.
And you take a bill called the Senate Bill
Go
440,
for it.
you draft it and you say we gonna incarcerate kids from the age of 13 to 17 and try them as adults and give them adult sentences, send them to adult prison and give them the adult treatment. What the fuck you think gonna happen to us?
Mm.
Why
Yeah.
the why, we wasn't even meant to survive, bro. I
We
made it
wasn't.
out barely.
Yeah. And it go deeper than that because
Yes.
there was a company that was responsible for producing this legislation, and the company that produced this SB 440, they were financed by Walmart,
Mm.
Ford, all
Wow.
major corporations now, major
Yes.
corporations. Okay, but then also the company, and I want to say I can't think of the name of it, and I want to tell you the name of it, but that company that produced that legislation also had companies that had stocks in private prisons, bro.
Prison, yep. That the one we idolize, Michael Jordan, also had stock in it too. Yeah. We
And
buying his
and
shoes and he's sending her to jail. We
and
killing niggas by these shoes and he's sending her to jail to hold us in them
hey
motherfuckers.
man, and that's a whole nother. Somebody need to do a documentary on that. Cause think about
Mm,
how many people I know people that then shot people over them Michael Jordans,
yeah.
and hey, um, and
And
then
Jordan probably sponsoring him in prison right now.
you know what's crazy, bro? When you go inside Macon State Prison and you go into the gym, bro, it's a Michael Jordan
Yeah.
logo on the wall, bro. I
Yeah.
think that when I was in there, bro, I said, man, this crazy, man.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. You're right.
Damn.
But that's
And
the
and
worst bill ever, boy.
and now we find out the people that came up with it, this a whole nother conversation, but a lot of these folks and them Epstein, a lot of these folks child molesters, but that's a whole nother
Another
conversation,
story.
man.
Yeah, that's a different one, but that's what they into. You know what I'm saying? But I do know they keep saying like um Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton was the best thing to happen to the black community. If people actually do their homework on it, these motherfuckers the reason why it ain't no welfare no more. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? These motherfuckers the reason why. You know what I'm saying? You heard with Reagan, but Clinton, they cut that shit for real. They locked up more of our black population than anybody, bro.
Yeah.
Than
That nigga
anybody.
That nigga altered the culture and then hopped out there with a motherfucking saxophone like that was gonna make a difference.
Yeah, exactly. I hit the weed, but I didn't inhale.
Boy,
Come on,
fuck you.
man. Nigga been lying. You know what I'm saying? Nigga been lying, man. These folk been lying.
Damn.
Nigga been going for that shit, bro. Like, for real. So that bill was the worst bill that they could have ever came up with, bro. Like, that shit, that, they need to do away with that bill, bro.
They do
You
need to
got
do
all
away
the
with the bill.
information, but now they got information that's saying, well, they been had it. But with the Graham versus Alabama, it was a case Graham versus Alabama. I might be Graham versus Florida. One of them. where they repealed that children couldn't be tried, couldn't be given the death penalty. They say you couldn't be locked into a perpetual incarceration with no opportunity to get out. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
They repealed it. They say, okay, we're not gonna give them a death. We're not gonna say they can get a death sentence, but they can get a life sentence. Okay, I tried to argue that in Georgia, a life sentence is a life sentence. There's no guarantee that you're gonna get out of prison. So a life sentence is essentially a death sentence because it's at the parole discretion to let you out, and the parole board ain't being too generous. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? It's people in there that been locked up since the 60s and the 70s, still in that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? So it's a license. They told me, they told us, shit, you got to repeat, got to argue that with the Georgia legislature. And Georgia legislature didn't do nothing.
You know
They
what?
ain't do nothing.
When I started looking at Georgia, because I done reports on mostly the most violent prisons in Georgia, but then some had told me to slide off into Mississippi. When I slid off into Mississippi, I said, "Damn,
It's
this really
bad.
like the same thing." I say they short of staff,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a whole lot of deaths that's going on. So then I slid down to Alabama. Same thing, shorter staff. So then I said, damn, Alabama, Mississippi. So then I went to Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing. It's the same thing. So now when I step back from the South and I look at it, I said, man, this shit look like a orchestrated massacre, bro. This don't look
Exactly.
like it's by chance. And I said, damn, when you start taking, they making money through the system, before the system, after the system, all this shit right here, it just seemed like another degree of slavery. That's
That's
all it looked
all
like.
it is. That's all it is. If you look at the evolution of society, bro, like when it came to dealing with American society, you went you went from slavery to Reconstruction to slavery, Reconstruction, Jim Crow, and then you went to mass incarceration. Well,
Mhm.
Jim Crow was part of mass incarceration.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Mass incarceration, which is now um not so violent phase of slavery. You
Mhm.
know what I'm saying? Even the jobs that's involved with this shit. You know what I'm saying? Even if you go work at McDonald's, McDonald's, you get a minimum wage at McDonald's. Minimum wage is enough for you to eat, go to sleep, wake up in the morning, put your clothes on your body, and come back and do it again. You know what I'm saying? That's all the minimum wage is. And if you think about it in hindsight, that's all the slave master did for you. He fed your ass, he clothed your ass, and he gave you something to eat. It locked you into this the perpetual
Damn.
cycle of keeping this shit in the same rotation. So it's the same thing. Capitalism is the root cause and the problem of all of this shit in America. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Capitalism is the reason why the bluff is the bluff. Capitalism is the reason why we are divided as a people. You know what I'm saying? Capitalism did so much to harm our community that we don't even recognize it, brother. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
Yeah. I want to
Mm-hmm.
piggyback off that because after slavery came sharecropping. Now, sharecropping, what they
Mm-hmm.
did was, okay, when you was a slave, you just work until they tell you to stop, and that's what's going on. But you don't get nothing. You'll never have. So then slavery ends. And then we get into sharecropping. Now, sharecropping is where you take former slaves, you put them on your land,
Mm-hmm.
and they work. And now they have to pay you to stay on their land. They got to pay
Mm-hmm.
you to use the crops. Then you take
Mm-hmm.
some off. By the time you get done with that fiscal year, you still don't have nothing.
Nothing at all.
You,
And that's what they were going through.
man. And so now let's take now, right now today. It take you 30 to 50 years to pay off a house.
Mm-hmm.
Then you got to pay for this car. It's gonna take you 5 to 7 years to pay off this car. So you essentially, bro, the United States has so much debt. They said that if everybody paid all the debt that has been accumulated, there would be no money in circulation. So debt is the slave master.
Yeah.
Debt is the slave master. So it's not slavery. It's the illusion of freedom, shouter. It's the illusion of freedom. That motherfucker fence so far away that you can't see it, but it's a fence though. You can't go nowhere.
See, they beat you. It now it done became. At first, it was physical. It was extreme.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Now it's subtle, And it's so subtle that we don't even recognize it. You know what I'm saying? It's a mental thing now. You know what I'm saying? They lock you up mentally and they beat you mentally and they exclude you from mainstream society mentally. You know what I'm saying? We are convicted felons, right?
Mhm.
A convicted felon in the eyes of the federal government is another person excluded from mainstream society. So I am an enemy of the state.
Mm.
I'm gonna be treated any type of way they want to treat me. I am no factor anymore. All I can do is raise hell and rebel, and then once I raise hell and rebel, they got somewhere for my head to go. You know what I'm saying? So we it is slavery all over again,
Mhm.
just not in its extreme. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing, brother. Ain't no different. You know what I'm saying?
So
Ain't no
I
different.
wasn't even trying to go in this direction because I want to talk more about the book. But how do we get? Because that message that you just delivered, I see it when you
Yeah.
start speaking. I was like, oh, okay, bam. How do we get the average, for lack of a better term, I say the average brother to understand that procedure, that process?
It it is hard because like people we programmed a certain type of way. Now, if you come talking to somebody about some politics, the first thing to come out their mouth is, "Oh man, ain't nobody in there. They gonna do what they want to do anyway. You ain't got to worry about it, man. This shit already rigged up." Woo woo. But don't have no solution to the rigged up problem. You know what I'm saying? So it's just gonna be like talking to a brick wall. You got to find like-minded people and get down on a nigga level and make a nigga understand it. That's the only way you gonna get nigga to understand. See, like think back in the 60s and the 70s, the Black Power movement.
Hmm.
Black people loved it, black people back then.
Yeah.
Black people love the fact that you was black. I'm black and I'm proud.
Yeah.
Power to the people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was different. They wasn't about killing each other because they already had somebody, an enemy trying to kill them all anyway. What the hell am I help them for?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Maybe we need to band together. So nowadays, we don't have no love for each other, bro. I don't give a fuck about him. He not helping me pay my bills. I don't give a fuck about him. They not a part of my game.
Hmm.
Ain't no love for our people. We kill more of ourselves than any other race. Ain't nobody killing us but us. And we influencing it our damn self. We do it in the music, the drill music, pull up in the block and I hit with the stick and that's that's what we vibe to. That's what we like to hear. And when you hearing that constantly, it's influencing you. Inadvertently, you don't even know it's influencing you. Now you ride around with a stick. First time you get in the argument, first thing you do is clench that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Cause you living through all this chaos. You listening, you putting chaos in your head through the music. You putting chaos in your head through the screen everything you watching in the movies. You putting chaos in your head just looking at society as it is, because America has a violent society. It was built on violence.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's a violent society in America. And so when you doing that, we turn it around and check it out on each other because we can't identify why is that we feeling this way. Why is it that we're the only people that's going through what we're going through? You know what I'm saying? We can't understand it, so we commit fraternal homicide and start killing each other, bro. We got to learn to love each other again. Don't nobody give a fuck about the next person no more, bro. Not the next black person.
Damn.
Ain't no love.
Yeah, ain't no love.
You ride down the street, you see a nigga with his hood pulled up trying to fix his car. A nigga ain't stopping, nigga ride right past him, bro. Nigga needs some help.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But we don't care. We
You know
gonna
what?
keep
Today
going.
I stopped and I helped the black man today, bro, and linked up on some. He was trying to push a refrigerator up on his trailer.
See?
And I had to took a wrong turn into a subdivision in Lithonia. And he was trying to push the refrigerator up on his trailer. I said, damn, I know what that feel like. Bro, I turned around and I helped him push that motherfucker up on it. When I he was like, man, I appreciate that. So then I looked in his backyard. Bro, he had a backyard full of appliances. Bro, how about I got
Damn, that sound like your shit, bro. You sure you ain't talking about yourself, bro?
listen to it. Bro. So now he like, oh yeah, I fix appliances. You fix appliances? I said, damn, had I not stopped and helped that brother, now I'm finna take him 2 refrigerators and a
See?
whirlpool. You see what I'm saying?
See, I thought you were talking about your backyard, boy, because I know
Shut the
you the
fuck
refrigerator man.
up. But HOA on my ass over here, but
Yeah,
I
the
got an old
refrigerator
black lady
man.
who live across the street, but she be looking. She be looking,
Yeah.
waiting on to see what I bring over here. But okay, I want to get back to the book, but I want to say this right here. So, I'm always doing research on what's going on in the chain gang. Bro, for the month of January, we've had 35 unalivings. 35. That's just for January. Bro, more people have died in general population that have died on death row. I'm talking about this year. You have more people than died in general population that have ever
Then in
died on
major
death row.
cities, you got cities that ain't even doing them numbers.
Bro, it's a scary situation, but it's not just happening in Georgia. It's happening in Mississippi, Tennessee, Florida, the Carolinas. I didn't do up north, and I didn't do none of that. I just penetrated the South, and I'm like, damn, this what's going on. But
It ain't gonna happen up there. It ain't only places it's gonna happen at is and if you pay attention to it, you could do it, look at it yourself. I ain't did no research. I'm just looking at it from outside.
uh-huh,
All of the succeeding states during the succession, all of the succeeding states from the union are those states where this type of behavior is going on at. Think about it. Don't look at Kentucky because Kentucky didn't succeed.
yeah,
But look at every one of those states that succeeded and look at the conditions of the prison system of the states that conceded. And all of the states that conceded were slave states. Look at
bro.
it.
Mississippi first prison was set up by ex-slaves, and they wanted the prison to be set up like a plantation, which is
Mm,
why it looked the way the guy, can't think of the guy's name, but he facilitated how it was gonna be made. And then when I was doing the research on Mississippi, I couldn't help but to think about the movie Life. And
mm.
then when he was like, when you get sentenced in the state of Mississippi, the state of Mississippi own your ass. And I just started thinking about, I said, damn. And then all that shit was like it's a movie, but it's real. And I'm like, man, this shit happening now. Why ain't nobody talking about this? Nobody's
Also
talking
look at
about this.
South Carolina too, South Carolina and North Carolina too.
I gotta do a deep.
Look
That's
at
my
those
next.
states too.
My next report is gonna be on there. I'm starting to slide off into this
It was
documentary sound.
11 states. It was 11 states that seceded from the union. 11. You know what I'm saying? All of them that's in the deep south, though they have those problems persistent, have a high prison murder rate, fatality rate. They have a high recidivism rate.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Everywhere, all the deep south states, Florida
Damn.
not included. That was a Spanish colony.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
not included. I'm talking about all of the succeeding states from from the American Union. And that's what's going on in the prison system.
All right, we could talk about that all day. I want to dead at 13. So let me ask you this. Was there a chapter that was more emotional or harder to write or to go over than any of the others?
Yeah. Um my trial proceeding, the trial chapter, I'm writing it and I'm reading what I'm writing and I'm noticing like how um naive I was. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
How I didn't understand that my life was on the line at that moment. You know what I'm saying? How scared I was. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I'm writing and I'm looking at that.
Damn, his phone broke up. Somebody must be calling. Somebody got to be calling me, y'all.
Yeah. I'm I'm looking at that. I'm looking at you can hear me?
Yeah, I can now.
Yeah, I'm looking at that 13-year-old in that defendant seat, and that shit was damn near bringing tears to my over again, and I didn't understand or know nothing about the proceeding that I was going through, not knowing that my life was finna be over with at 13. You know what I'm saying? Like that was a hard chapter for me to write. Like, and that one hit.
Appreciate that. She's just Chris. Um, I ain't gonna ask that. Is the
Yeah,
book
that was
more
the
about?
harder one.
Is the book more about? Hold on, because I don't want to skip over what you just said. So, as you're 13 and your life is on the line, and you going back, what I'm trying to figure out is what is the lawyer or the public defender saying to you into reference to what's going on?
Well, they is nothing they can say to me because I don't have the education to understand the proceedings. I told you I didn't even know the three branches of government at that time. You feel
Yeah,
me? But I knew my Fifth Amendment right to shut the fuck up.
yeah.
And that's what I was doing, shutting the fuck up. They was explaining things to me, trying to. I asked the lady, what the hell do strategic mean? I didn't even know what strategic mean. You feel me? So it wasn't nothing they could tell me because my level of comprehension wasn't up to par. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't have been able to comprehend what they were telling me anyway when they speaking legal verbiage. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no way I would have understood that.
So damn, I'm saying so is that legal? Cause you don't have a guardian.
Mm. The state's my guardian. The state was my guardian, bro. The state took custody of me in 1994. They gave custody. They adopted me out to somebody and then got custody back of me. When I went to prison, I was a ward of the state. I was defects problem. But they say I'm a child that slipped through the crack. If the state is my parent, what the fuck crack can I slip through? You know what I'm saying? The state's my y'all got all the resources.
Damn,
What crack can I sleep through? I mean slip through, bro. So yeah, that was.
damn. I just remember at 19, it was some scary shit when they were trying to get me to plead out they said we want you to plead out the 40. I said, plead out the 40. I said, I can't even see that far, bitch. I don't know what you saying, but I can only imagine at 13, these folks talking about your life. So how many days did your trial last?
My trial probably lasted 9 days, like
9 days.
9 days. And it took the jury 90 minutes to come back with a guilty verdict. 90 minutes. I was doomed from the
From the
word
get-go.
go. Yeah, I was doomed from it didn't matter. Couldn't nobody save me at that time. Couldn't nobody save me but God at that time. That just keeping it real. Nobody could save me because of the political climate of the times. You know what I'm saying? I keep telling you about the super predator era, which
Yeah.
ushered in at Senate Bill 440. And they had it where they was trying to make an example out of children. This is a problem. This is what you do to the problem, and this is how our society is gonna thrive. And we lock up all these children that's doing bad shit. We gonna treat them like adults or whatever. The guy John Drulio, or whatever. He pushed that narrative. So I just so happened to be the perfect candidate for that. You know what I'm saying? And when my face hit the screen, it was over with, bro. Politics came and got into it. Every day, I have never seen it, bro, since I've been alive, able to read every day in the Atlanta Journal Constitution for 11 months, because it took 11 months for me to go to prison. For 11 months, bro, there was a story in the newspaper about Little B. The man child, he's a thug, he's a menace to society, lock him up, throw away. Everybody having opinions about it. And I'm reading the opinions where the black lady saying Lil B need to be locked up. We need to let Jonathan Miller, the white kid that did what he did, we need to let him go, hitting the black against the white. I'm reading this shit, so I didn't have a chance. It was the political climate that enabled my incarceration, bro. Like nothing nobody could have did or said to get me off that case. Paul Howard said he would have given me the death penalty. You ain't heard nobody else saying nothing about killing no child saying then.
I keep thinking about when the first I ever heard of you, I saw you in the courtroom, and in my mind, oh, in my mind, when kids are in the media, they blur their face out. They blur their
Yeah,
face out because you're a juvenile and
yeah,
you're not supposed to be seen. But here you is on the front page of the
yeah.
newspaper, not
On
a
the
small
newspaper.
newspaper. I'm
Yeah.
talking about major,
Yes.
major newspaper. So it,
Listen, brother, Mike Vick. I'm gonna show you how crazy this is about Mike Vick broke his leg in 2003. Remember that?
yeah,
He broke his fibula bone.
yeah.
That should have been because the Falcon was on the rise. That should have been the top story on Sunday in the AJC newspaper. The AJC newspaper took Vic, put Vic on the bottom part, and put Lil B on the big screen and on the big part of the Atlanta Journal Constitution front page and said Little B revisited in prison. This I ain't seen them go revisit nobody but Wayne Williams and Sidney Dorsey. You know what I'm saying? Them the only people I don't seen them go revisit after a crime. You know what I'm saying? These folks revisiting Lil B on the front page news. All this shit was political, bro. All this shit was politics. You know what I'm saying? All this shit was politics. I didn't have a chance, bro. They don't. I was condemned from the word go. That's why my mama Elaine Brown wrote the book, The Condemnation of Little B. If you don't learn to read, she got the audio book, everything. Go pick up The Condemnation of Little B by Elaine Brown, man. And it's not just this Little B, it's Little B's all over the world,
Everywhere,
bro.
and that's the most
Everywhere.
important thing. So I got somebody asked, she's just Chris asked, Lil B, did you have family support that showed up in court during your trial?
The first day of trial, everybody from the Bluff came. My first day of trial, everybody from the Bluff came. Then the next day, um, my grandma was there. My grandma was there like every day. My grandma, my mama Elaine Brown. My mama, my biological mama was incarcerated at the time. You know what I'm saying? They incarcerated her and holding her as a witness. My brother incarcerated at the time. They got him locked up trying to hold him as a witness. Um, my little sister Tay Tay, she too young to comprehend what's going on, so she ain't there. So if you really want to be telling outside my grandmama and my best friend Lil Arthur showing up, Elaine Brown was the only one that was like there every day through the whole trial, the sentencing and off the chain game.
Mm, damn. Um, I just got the juvenile calling me now. So I got a few more questions, but it's centered around what, because me and you, we can chop it up and it'll get me to contemplate about shit. And I'll be like, damn. But okay, so when you look at the next generation, are you hopeful or worried about where things are headed?
In the state of things now, I'm always worried because it could go bad. You know what I'm saying? But I'm hopeful because I know it can go right too
I'm gonna
if
hold on. I'm gonna
given the
take this.
proper
She go.
information.
Hold on 1 sec. I gotta take this because this the juvenile. I don't wanna. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. She had to been in pocket down. I got some kids that went to court and they done got some time, so they gonna want me to come talk to them. That's why I'm going when I get out this interview.
And you
Uh,
need to.
yeah, man, that message be So let me ask you, damn, bro. I'm gonna see if I can call you while I'm in there too, bro.
I got you.
I think that'll be. But okay, so what? When I catch a teenager that then caught some time, some of these guys, I got one guy, he got 2 life sentences. I got a kid who just got sentenced. His bus partners in there, so they probably got sentenced this week as well. But what I tell them, I say, hey man, do you some push-ups, y'all. Do you some push-ups. I don't know who your God is, but you need to talk to him and you need to read as much as possible. When you get done reading, do some more push-up. When you get done doing push-up, do some more reading. You need to pray. That's all I can tell you. Pray, read, work out. What do you say to a kid that's that got a body? What you say to a kid that got a body that's going down the road?
I'm finna tell him the real. Shout it first. Shout it. Scrap in, cause nigga, it's going.
Yeah.
Scrap in. I'm gonna tell you that the first thing I'm gonna tell him to do, get on mental health, get sign up immediately. Soon as you go through the door, sign up on mental
Why
health.
you why you say that?
Because if you sign up on mental health, bro, these niggas don't talk about this shit, bro. Niggas look at this shit like you a weak. If you sign up on mental health, you checking your mental from the beginning. You know what I'm saying? That's more important than anything. You can't think straight if your mental ain't straight. You going in the war. You got to survive in an environment where everybody is dangerous. You know what I'm saying? This is not no normal environment. I'm gonna tell you to invest in your mental health. That is paramount. That is more important than anything. You want to make it back to your family, but your mental health got to have you be sharp, got to be able to outthink these motherfuckers and invest in your time in the shit that matters, which is your mental health. Get through that part. I'm gonna tell your ass, scrap all the way in, invest in you a knife, because deep Georgia ain't got no security for your ass. Get you a knife, the biggest one you can find, because you gotta protect your goddamn self. Your main objective is to survive and hopefully make it back to your family. Ain't nothing good that I can tell you outside of that. That's the
I,
best preparation I can give you. There is no preparation for prison, bro. There's no preparation for prison for a grown ass man that ain't never been. So you know it's none for a child that ain't never been. You feel me? I'm gonna tell him the real, but the first thing is that motherfucking mental health, nigga. Check in immediately. You know what I'm saying? As soon as you go through the door, sign me up. Let me goddamn get my mental health together. You feel me?
now
But
I'm
ain't
trying
no
to figure out.
security in there for you, bro.
I'm trying to figure out what she gonna say when all the kids I talk to want to sign up for mental health when I go in
Yeah,
there.
they need to. Bro, that shit is not normal, bro. You are in prison. We are social beings. We are designed. That's why God gave us legs, arms, and mouths and shit to see, to walk, and to get around and to be social.
Yeah.
We're not meant to be confined. Our life is meant to be in motion. So if you confining us in a cage where we can't be in motion, bro, your mind go to tripping, you go to doing other shit. We not designed to be in no fucking cage. The fuck?
Mm.
Man, you got to have your mental health straight first. And you need to be trying to tell your counselor them to tell them for, hey, this ain't right, man. This should be illegal.
Yeah.
I'm a fucking child. I don't understand what the fuck I done did. I didn't know this crime had these consequences. I'm just reenacting what I'm seeing on Call of Duty or Grand Theft Auto or motherfucking the boys in the hood and shit. Y'all put this shit out here and influence my thoughts and my ideas and why I did this shit. Talk to them, tell them that shit illegal. Fuck, I can't vote to try to change the law. I can't vote to say no child shouldn't be going to prison at 13. He ain't have no say in that shit. No 13-year-old had no say in saying the law should provide that a 13-year-old go to prison for the rest of their life. You know what I'm saying? Then
Yeah.
no 13-year-old vote on that, but a 13-year-old suffering the consequences of that vote
Damn
though.
sure live.
You
Damn
feel
sure
me?
live. Yeah.
Yeah, but that shit ain't right.
All right, I got one more question, and I'm finna run up here to the thing, but I'm gonna get her to call you. Uh,
Yeah.
5 years from now, what do you want people to say about Lil B's impact on the community?
That Shouter got out here and really did what he said he was gonna do. He got out here and did what he said he was gonna do. I ain't worried about prison. That shit over with. You ain't got to worry about me going back that way. I did enough time for all us, so
Yeah,
that part over with. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? So I ain't no offending to go back that way. You know what I'm saying? Unless
Hmm.
it's some miraculous shit that just happened and
Yeah.
I ain't got no control over. But yeah, saying that Shawty got out and stood on being, I made the miss my message. You know what I'm saying? Long as I make the miss my message, bro, I can sleep good at night.
And that's the most important thing, bro. And that's the most important thing. So we're gonna try to have more of these conversations where we really connect. I'm gonna do some more research before I hop on the phone with your nerd ass.
Hmm.
Cause
I ain't no
sometimes you got
nerd.
that. Sometimes these questions, I love the dialogue. I hope I catch more of you. Hey man, if you don't catch it on this page, go to Lil
Fake.
B from the Bluff. Cause I'm
More
giving you the
definitely.
sizzle, but bro gonna give you the he gonna give you the showing up. And you need to get the book. Cause in the book,
Oh yeah.
imagine this. Imagine you free, but bro gonna open the door to high max and let you sit in that motherfucker and sit on that bunk. You ain't gonna
Mm,
never. You can't go to a movie theater and get this. It don't
mm-mm.
matter how much popcorn you order. Bro gonna give you something that
Oh boy.
nobody in the world has ever done before. We talking about an individual that was at 19. When I see my name, Dana Butler versus the state of Georgia, it's scaring the shit out of me. I can only imagine when I'm a child, when I'm
What it
13
feeling like?
and I'm on, and my face is on the cover of the AJC. I'm on every major news broadcast, bro. I don't know. We got to come back and we're gonna have some more direct questions as to what's going on, bro. Cause
We'll
nigga,
be in the
you
studio
a
with it
spot
tomorrow, though. We'll be in the studio with it. We
in the
gon' we gonna
studio
come to
with
the
it, man.
studio and
Look,
goddamn sit down.
Dead at 13, man. Dead at 13 by Michael Lil B. Lewis, man. Start
Yeah,
Googling that shit now, man. Be on the lookout. The book is on the way, man.
yeah.
You ain't never read nothing like this, man. You ain't never
Nah,
seen
you
nothing
ain't.
like this. There is no story that's like this. There is no story that's like this. So all
Hmm.
that make
And
believe,
we
no,
ain't trying to have now another one like
we
this
not
either.
no
We trying to
no
prevent it now.
disregard to the stories that you see, but this a goddamn, it's a drama, it's a motherfucking horror movie.
Yeah,
Hopefully we can laugh at some of the shit later on down the line. But bro, this is one of the most imperative books. If you're a teacher, if you're a principal, if you got a nonprofit, man, y'all need to have this book. This book need to be studied like social studies or math.
exactly,
So
exactly. Salute.
when we come back on, man, we're gonna be trying to send y'all to where the book is gonna be at, where you can find that motherfucker at, man. But this book
Yeah,
need to be the book of the summer, man. You need to
yeah.
lock in. The goal is to keep people up out of the situation. That shit ain't working. Whatever is going on outside of this right here, that shit ain't working. That shit not working.
You
That
ever
shit
tried
not
to
working.
sell cars, shop?
Huh?
You ever tried to sell cars?
Hey,
You ever tried to sell cars, shop? Boy, you can sell a lemon, boy. I swear you can sell a nigga a lemon, boy.
hey man, listen to what I'm saying, man. Hey, look, if you want some more Lil B, go to Lil B from the Bronx. Go to his page, man. He got some more shit coming on, man. And I'm out, man. I'm headed to the juvenile, but I'm finna call your ass when I get up out of here, man.
Yeah,
I
man.
appreciate you, bro.
B from the blood, man. Y'all go follow me on at Lil B from the blood, man. Can't miss in the blood without putting a
Got to
B
be
in it, man. Got to
already.
put that in. All right, salute, brother. I appreciate
Salute.
you.
All right, bro.